Hey, Greg. Obviously, Chucky ended up getting 9 points, but just specifically defensively, 7 assists, no turnovers. How was this just a game he controlled even without scoring for a lot of it?
Yeah, I thought he was terrific defensively. Played 39 minutes. The matchup with Thornton is what obviously that's his matchup, and I thought he did a terrific job of really working him all night. Made him really have to work for, to take 19 shots to get 18 points. Yeah. So, and then the 7 assists, no turnovers. The 3 he hit late, I thought it came off his hand really quick and smooth, and he's been putting time in on that stuff too. So I would expect to see that continue to sharpen up.
Jeff, what did you see overall from your team over the course of 40 minutes that maybe encouraged you that you hadn't seen in spurts the last couple of games?
Yeah, we play a bad half at Nebraska or a bad last 16 minutes, and I didn't think we played bad against Purdue. Obviously Michigan and Rutgers. We got off to slow starts and gave teams confidence, and in this league on the road, if you don't punch first, there's a lot of parity. Aside from Edie at Purdue, that's just a difference maker for them. Everywhere you just watch games, look at final scores. You've heard me say before, and watch the course of a game. It's pretty competitive. So I just thought we were much more aggressive, specifically defensively. I thought we were really good defensively in the first half. That's an old school Big Ten game there, first one to 60. I thought AJ was really good, really, for as hard as I've been on him. I thought he really responded in terms of taking good shots, being aggressive at the rim, and defensively, very few mistakes. And then obviously that tells me the activity when he gets 12 rebounds and 6 of them are offensive. He was wired tonight and dialed in, which was good to see.
Michael? Greg, obviously the unforced errors are still there, but I guess after that first flurry of turnovers in the first half, are you comfortable with how the team settled?
It'll, Mike, I go through and evaluate each turnover, what it is. I'm okay with if there's ever a 3-second call. I'm okay if there's, Steve knows he needs to be physical in there, and he's got one. We call him snowplow. My snowplow punch card. You can be aggressive, and you got one. Just because it's so physical, and I want him at the rim and at the defender. So, some of them, Nolan. Nolan's a freshman, still learning how fast you can run and just the speed and the physicality of the game. And he's attacking from the perimeter. And I like the fact that he stayed aggressive, banged a 3 after that, and rebounded fairly well. So he's learning, what you can do and what you can't do. Especially with a big that size that can put the ball on the floor. He just got to learn space and time and those things, and get his landing gear down a little bit better so he's not traveling and those things. So I'll evaluate him and grade them out on each one of them. Some of them I'm okay with. Like I said, the aggressiveness in the post. I want guys going at them and going at defenders, and but the simple ones, we'll work on continue to clean those up.
Go ahead. I'm curious about three-point shooting. During the losing streak, it had been kind of rough, your percentages, and tonight it was better, but still not great. Was there anything different that you can do, or is there anything different that you can do as a coach when it comes to three-point shooting, or is it just kind of how they fall? And is that going to be an emphasis?
Quality of the shot. The quality of the shot is always something you look at, and I think the thing that changed or was better tonight is we played more through the post. So you're getting higher quality looks from 3. I thought the ones that when we didn't shoot it well, whether it's the last 3 games, are we taking bad? What is the quality of the shot? The shot quality was better tonight, and the difference was we played through the paint, through Steve and Tyler and others a little bit better and more consistently than we had done. So typically, if you want to increase your shooting percentage, whether individually or as a team, evaluate the quality of your shot. And we've taken too many bad shots in the previous probably 3 games in the back half of the Nebraska game too. So cleaning that up and understanding And I'm not telling guys don't shoot, because I don't want them, I don't want to scare guys into not being aggressive, but understanding and showing on film and grading that out and looking at percentages and trends and those things, and of what is a quality shot. And I thought tonight we did a better job of that, specifically AJ. I thought he was really disciplined in his approach, and that shows growth and that he's listening.
Jim, right up front.
Greg, how do you get aggressive Steve to show up more consistently?
Throw him the ball. Throw him the ball. I mean, that was demanded. It wasn't a suggestion, it was a mandate. Throw him the ball, throw Tyler the ball. We'll find different ways to get it in him. But he's got to have the ball. I mean, it's just, he's too good for us not to, find every which way possible to touch him in there, and Tyler too. He's not the only one, so, but it wasn't suggested any for the last couple days. It was pretty directly communicated.
Greg, Ohio State came out hot in the second half, brought a 17-point lead down to 5. How did you guys kind of settle down and ultimately get back to a relatively comfortable advantage?
Players did a good job. One timeout, I couldn't get a word in because they were talking so much, which is great. We popped out of the huddle and Kirk grabbed me and goes, "That was good." That they did all the talking. I said, "Yep, that shows some." They were talking through things and like, "Hey, we've been here before." We did a little simulated game yesterday in practice and had almost the same scenario where it was about an 8-point game with X number of minutes to go, and so it shows that they can autocorrect before they have to get to a timeout or to a huddle, those things. And I thought they hit some tough shots too. I thought the kid Hardman hit a tough one over the top of Connor. Thornton double pumped one at the shot clock and it went in over Connor. And I didn't think they would go away quietly. There's too talented of a team. They, coming off Saturday's win against Maryland, they were feeling better about themselves, that we had to put 40 minutes specifically defensively together, and were able to do enough there at the end to get the lead back out.
Go Mike, Ben, and Nick.
You mentioned AJ's 6 offensive rebounds. I guess he sometimes gambles with his athleticism on the defensive end, but are you okay with when he gambles that way on the offensive glass? That is there less?
I don't think he really chased any tonight that I would say were gambles. I think he was aggressively in the right position. We have a saying, "Don't chase rabbits," meaning if you're 25 feet away, don't. If it distorts us in transition defensively, you can't go chase something and give. Have us be outnumbered in transition defensively. So, but I thought for the most part, man, he stayed after. And you can see, obviously, I'm sure I have a great drill that I teach the second and third bounce like he has off the floor. There was one time that first half, it's like on a pogo stick. He was after it, missed it, somebody else tipped it, he went and got it again, and just, it's a credit to him because it tells me he's listening, he's taking it in. Like we've been on him about rebound here, look at you're standing on the perimeter, you're not going, so he that's a good sign, because that he wants to be coach, he wants to get better, and he took that to heart.
Ben and Nick.
Greg, what has been your challenge the last couple of games with a thin bench, with John out and Kamari, and how have you tried to manage the minutes with your reserves during this time? Because your stars have logged some heavy minutes here recently. Yeah,
they're young. They got tomorrow off. They know it's February. We got to do what we got to do. I just basically I ride who's playing well. So I didn't have to go back to Connor a whole lot. Max got himself in a little bit of foul trouble with a couple of goofy fouls in the start of the second half. But I thought Isaac was solid in the first half. Gilly, I thought gave us some energy in the first half. Offensive rebounds, flying around, rolling around the floor. So, and then Nolan. So they'll, they know games we got to go full throttle. Their load management happens in the non-game days. So game days we got to do what we got to do to get the job done.
Nick.
Yeah, Greg, similar to what I asked about Chucky, Klesmet maybe not his best shooting night, but what stood out defensively, specifically his job on battle tonight?
Yeah, Jameson's a really good player, really good shooter. Doesn't make a shot until the last 30 seconds of the game or whatever, when it was over, basically. So he, Max has taken that ownership and really of that guy, that Chase guy, really to heart, and he takes a lot of pride in it, of really making it hard for the other team's better shooters to even get looks off, let alone good ones. So he did a really good job on Jameson tonight.